Welcome back. This is RB Sensei. To my die-hard fans, make sure you watch at least until 9 minutes because watch time is the most important factor to this channel growing and being successful. To new watchers, if you like this video at any point, like and comment. Be sure to follow me on Rumble, Discord, or Twitter. Links below, because who knows how long they're going to let me stay on the tube. Now let's get into this ridiculous nonsense.
Stick around, we're gonna have some fun.
The first prompt is, a woman's highest calling is to be a wife and a mother. Okay.
Me personally, I just feel like motherhood and being a wife is something that is unique to women. So I don't necessarily see it as a sacrifice, I think, the way a lot of people do. I see it just as a privilege and as a wonderful, unique opportunity.
My nigga.
Thank you.
I think it's something biological that a lot of women try to fight, but I think there's a way to incorporate being a mom and being a wife into your life, but it just doesn't have to be your only thing in life.
I definitely think that being a mother, particularly, and being a wife, but particularly being a mother is definitely something that only a woman can do, and it's so amazing. And I think that it's probably one of the most fulfilling things and most beautiful things. But I think for those people who perhaps can't have kids, I think, in short, I'll say we all have our own destiny and our own calling in life.
I hate that argument. Some people can't have kids. So we can't generalize, even though only what, 10% of women can't have children? It's stupid. It's a stupid argument.
So saying it's a highest calling, I don't agree with that, but I do think that it's something so unique to women. It's one of the things that makes us so amazing. Yeah.
I will agree with her. I think it is one of the highest callings. I'm a Christian, and I believe that the highest calling is to be just a servant for the Lord. And I think being a mother and a wife is a very selfless act. But just because I kind of agree with like Paul, not everybody's called to be a mother, not everybody's called to be a wife, and because some people cannot have children, I do think God has a beautiful calling for them. So that's the only reason why.
Would you want your daughter, let's say you had a daughter, would you want your daughter to follow in your lifestyle, the path that you chose? Whether you're traditional wife or your boss babe, would you want your daughter to follow your footsteps?
I would say yes. I would want my daughter to follow in my footsteps or the path that I'm on, but not because of what I do, but I think who I am, which would mean I love that I have freedom, and I love that I have choice, and I love that I wake up every day trying to be my best self. So in that regard, I would want my child to wake up doing what she wants, what she desires, having the freedom and safety to do that.
Here we go! Here the fuck we go! Here the fuck we go!
Life is not all about just doing whatever you want all the time. See, men know that. Men know a big part of life is doing what you have to do and or what you should do for moral reasons or whatever. You know, women are all about, and this is why they shouldn't have uh you know what I'm saying. This is why they shouldn't have you know what. Because their main focus is doing what makes them happy in that second or in that day or week max. And usually the thing that makes them happy is destroying shit. Their own lives, their children's lives, human decency in society. That's usually what what they're gonna jump into. Whether it's conscious or subconscious. You know, women like this, yeah, their highest value is having the freedom to do whatever the fuck they want to do. And there's no real character in that, in my opinion. And that's why they shouldn't be empowered. Not what's best for society, not what's best for their soul, not what's best for anything else other than what's going to make me feel warm and fuzzy or excited in the moment. And that's bullshit. Can't really build a society off that.
Why not?
To a large extent, she got to do what she got to do just like the rest of us. She got to find a way to get some money. She got to find a place to live, you know, shit like that. She got to find a car to drive, transportation. But see, when women say, I want the freedom to do what I want to do, they want the freedom to be degenerates and to fuck who they want to fuck, more specifically. They want the freedom to be evil and destroy shit. That's really what they mean when they say, I want the freedom to do what I want to do. Really, what they're saying is, I want the freedom to do bullshit. That's really what they're saying. I want the freedom to do the wrong thing.
You women are horrible.
It's not like they're fighting for the freedom to feed the homeless or something. It's rarely fighting for the freedom to do something righteous. Abortion, twerking and thotting. See what I'm saying? They rarely fight for the freedom to do something righteous. They're always fighting for the freedom to do something fucked up and immoral and highly morally questionable.
I have a 10-year-old daughter, and she's growing up watching me in a completely different way than I watched my mom growing up, where she completely sacrificed everything for us. She went to every single game and did PTA, and she had no time for herself, no time to work out, no time to be healthy. And so I felt like that gave me a really negative picture of what like a stay-at-home traditional mom wife is, like way too self-sacrificing. And she did take it to the extreme. But I would much rather have my daughter doing like me, where she's, finding her way and she's helping other women through working and, like trying to make a better world for women versus just trying to, raise a family.
Man, get the fuck out of here, nigga!
Stop it. Get some help.
But see, feminism and female empowerment doesn't make a better society and life for most women. Seriously. I mean, okay, they chase a career and end up being promiscuous, a lot of them. That doesn't lead to the happiness that they were looking for. What, working 60 hours and getting ran through by a bunch of guys? That's what they use their freedom to do, essentially. Be hoes and workhorses. That doesn't bring women happiness on average. It just doesn't.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Men were doing a fine job continuing to make women's lives better and easier.
Goddamn right.
Subscribe now if you like what you heard so far and you want more content from me. It really helps this video and the channel blow up. Thank you. Look, flat out, women aren't better off independent from men in any way. Point blank fucking period. It's that simple. Women like this don't get challenged enough. Let's get some more details. How are you making the world? What are you personally doing to make the world a better place for women? Seriously. I would love to hear that.
Trying to make a better world for women versus just trying to, raise a family, which is a high calling, but it just feels like a very, I don't know, like pigeonholed mission.
Restrictive. Did you see your mom like in any way upset about the choice that she made or suffer from the choices that she made, or did she seem happy doing those things even if you saw it in a different light?
She was really happy to be a mom.
You know that anger you get when you deal with like a person that's just completely stupid? What's wrong with your brain? Like why do you not see what you are? Like, and I get there with the women, I truly do.
You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
If your mom has passed, I hope she hasn't, but if she has, let's hypothetically say, and she could come back and do it all over again, I don't think she would swap out spending so much quality time with her family and kids with working out. I mean, even though you should maybe try to work out, but you see what I'm saying? It's so stupid, man. It's so goofy.
She was really happy to be a mom, super happy. But I think she also sacrificed a lot for my dad, and that took a lot out of her. Like, she was also his caretaker. And for me, being a caretaker for like a grown man, that was the opposite of what I wanted to do. And
you're a dumb bitch. You really are. Excuse my French, everybody, but we gotta call a spade here. Excuse my French. But y'all know how we do over here on the MABW channel. Sometimes you just gotta be disrespectful to some of these pops, because that's crazy to me.
One, she knows she's not a decent human. Let's just be honest about it. It sounds fucked up, but it's true.
Well, I mean, that can end up happening. See, they're not decent humans. You know what? That's really what it boiled down to. You can end up being a caretaker for another adult at any point in your life. Horrible accident can happen to your mother, brother, husband, anybody. So, do you feel that same way about taking care of a full-grown woman? What if your mom got in a terrible accident? Or do that only apply for full-grown men? Men can never be weak. Men can never be handicapped. Men can never be disabled. See, if you listen close, you can hear the misandry. You gotta listen close, though. These women hate men.
I have daddy issues and I don't like men. I don't trust them. Listen. I have PTSD.
I really don't feel any type of desire or like attraction to men in general anymore. And that's also because of my personal collective experiences that I've had with like dating like the wrong types of men. And
I think I found my life's motto. Nice eyes, thick thighs, out to ruin men's lives.
I'm just not used to being in a relationship. I don't even know what to do. Do you have any advice? Oh, well, your job as a woman is to notice when a man is happy and immediately put a stop to that nonsense.
We are the greatest threat to this society and to these men.
Currently, I'm like, oh, I cannot be a caretaker for a grown man.
But it was her husband.
It was her husband, but it felt like her fifth child.
What kind of shit is that?
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket.
If you catch her on a sidewalk and you in a car, it is what it is.
How did I know that was coming? Think about how offensive that is. That's disgusting. That's fucking sick. Can you imagine if a guy was on here talking about, yeah, I had to take care of my wife with cancer? It was almost like I had a fourth child. That motherfucker would get fired from his job and all type of shit.
I would like my daughter to know that whatever path she chooses, if she wants to be a wife and mother and make that her priority, or if she wants to be a boss babe and make that her priority, I would like her to know that those are equally important, and actually being a wife and mother is more important because you're raising the next generation. But I think in society we're told that our roles are not as important as your roles. So I would just like her to know that like it's okay to want to be a wife and mother and just do that and not have a career.
Here's what a lot of women don't get. A lot of times you gotta just pick one. If you focus on being a boss babe, a lot of times you're gonna forfeit ever being in a healthy, lifelong, lasting relationship. You can have both as a woman, but you have to prioritize a man and a relationship and a family first and lock that down. And then you can focus on a career or something. But just getting ran through on your journey to become a boss babe, look, when you're cooked, you're cooked. That's what women don't get. Once you get ruined, it's over.
You don't know that.
So what women need to focus on is not getting cooked in the dating market and settling down early and solidifying that lifelong relationship with a man, and then focus on being a boss. Or maybe have kids when you 18, 19, 20, and then when you're 33, 34, when they're old enough to watch themselves, then you could go out in the world and become a boss. But let's be real. Most women are never going to be bosses. Let's say at least 80%, 85% of women will never be bosses and will never be financially successful. See, this is what we're missing in a lot of these conversations. Even in 2025, most women need men to get to the end of life. Or maybe not even men, but this is what people aren't talking about. They need some type of life partner, whether that's going to be your sister, your girlfriend, your homegirl, something. Women are missing that part. You're going to need a financial partner to make it to the end of life. 50 to 70K a year ain't going to cut it to get you to the end of life. All the expenses that come with being old. And who knows if Social Security going to be around or any of that. Who knows? That's the part that they're missing.
You just don't get it, do you? You don't.
You get to say that about a woman. Why can't you say women are wrong when they're wrong?
You want to be making moves on the street, have no attachments, allow nothing to be in your life that you cannot walk out on in 30 seconds flat.
Okay, first of all, I didn't miss the red flags. I looked at them and thought, damn, that's sexy.